we gather to commemorate our beloved dead. To commemorate means to remember in a special way, a sacred way. Remember through poetry and song, lesson and ritual, calls us to gratitude for life, despite life's deaths, sufferings, and sorrows. In life, our beloved come to us as spouse or child, father or mother, sister or brother, grandma or grandpa, friend or colleague. And in life, our beloved go from us. We remember our beloved in a sacred way when we understand that they were gifts freely given to us by life, by God beyond God, and when we freely return them to their source. We gather to continue the journey of returning our beloved to the one from whom they came.
Come to the circle of light. Surround yourself with love this night. Come and feel the spirit see, the light that shines your memory. We will remember. We will remember as the sun sets down tonight. We will remember you. We will remember you. We will remember through the darkness. There's a path to light where a flame of hope burns bright. We will remember. We will remember as the sun sets down tonight. We will remember you. Flames burn bright to comfort you, to honor now what you've been through. All alone you need not be. We join in unity. We will remember. We will remember as the sun sets down tonight. We will remember you.
Thank you for joining us today. I just want to talk a little bit about resiliency. The dictionary defines resiliency as an ability to recover from or adjust easily to adversity or change. Death sort of represents the ultimate need for us to change and to bounce back. Resiliency also represents the concept of courage, of strength, will, determination, and perseverance. Again, grief represents the ultimate challenge to us as human beings in this life. We must both accept our own mortality as well as that of those we love. The pain of our loss may feel unsurmountable at the time of a loved one's death. We may feel adrift in a sea of pain, awash with grief that continues to tumble over us like a giant wave. As infants, we emerge from the warmth of our mother's womb into a cold and strange environment. We must immediately begin our journey through the love and tears, the happiness and strife, the challenges of every day. So how is it that we can do this? As human beings, we're resilient. We're able to utilize the gifts of our body and our mind to help us heal and to become something new in the absence of our loved one. Our thoughts and our actions facilitate our journey. We can decide what tools in our toolbox that we can use to get through our pain. As counselors, working with folks every day that are grieving, we often refer to our gifts of resiliency as tools. We call them tools in our emotional toolbox. And so I've listed tools under a group of categories, and I'm just going to go ahead and read them. We should choose which tools work best for each of us. Socialization and play are really important. Humor and laughter, enjoying things like puzzles and games, meals with friends, time out in nature, maybe gardening, just buying flowers for ourselves. Engaging in spirituality and faith, a faith connection with a connection with our faith community can be a gift that sustains us throughout our lifetime. When we engage in tradition, prayer, and ceremony, we are celebrating the people and the events in our lives that are the most meaningful. Gratitude, the expression of thanks, is shown in scientific studies to bring us a sense of peace and well-being, to lower our blood pressure, and to just bring us a greater sense of joy. We could write letters of thanks. We can engage in mindfulness activities like prayer that can help remind us of the good that we already have in our lives. We can engage in physical care of our body, making sure we're going to the doctor, trying to eat unprocessed foods throughout the day. Try gentle stretching, just sitting in a chair, going for a walk when the weather is permittable. Taking a warm shower or bath before bedtime can help. Getting good sleep. And lastly, using the power of our creativity and imagination. We were given the gift of being able to imagine things and think up new things. We can also enjoy the creativity of others. We can consider legacy projects where we record ourselves, have somebody ask us questions and describe an important aspect or event in our lives. We can enjoy movies or music with friends. Journaling and creative writing can be really powerful tools. Scrapbooking and making photo albums with others can bring a great sense of enjoyment and fulfillment and remind us of the good times we've spent with our loved ones. So I invite you to take the time to get to know your human tools and decide which ones fit into your life. Schedule time to practice the ones that make you feel uplifted and bring you a sense of control and accomplishment. The more we practice using these tools, the more empowered we are to take the sadness by the hand and allow it to walk with us with less disruption to our daily lives.
For centuries all over the world, candles have been lit as symbols of light, of love, of remembering, and of hope. We are grateful for the life of our loved one who has died, and yet our hearts are heavy with grief because we miss them and are adjusting to a life without their daily presence. Our candle lighting ceremony brings us to a time of ritual where we will remember our loved ones by lighting a candle for them and by speaking their name. By lighting a candle and by speaking their name, we are remembering that the light of love is not extinguished by death, but lives on in our hearts and spirits and in our continued relationships with one another. The candle is a symbol given to us in the time of darkness. It lights the way for a time of finding our way when the path has changed and is perhaps not clear to us. Dancing lights each tell a story, and tonight may we all receive the blessings of each of the stories our loved ones have brought to the world. We light candles today for those we have been privileged to love on this journey of life. Parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, siblings, children, cousins, and friends. We understand the pain of loss, but we also seek to understand the power of healing and hope and gratefulness. It makes us more human and more sensitive to the world around us. Candles flame in darkness. They flicker with a steady glow, bringing light from shadows. Light joins light in our world's touch and shine. We say their names to remember where we've been and to celebrate the gift of love. We light these candles in the winter night, reminding our world of grief and pain, but also of hope and healing. We share this night with those grieving everywhere, those who know what it means to live through these days. The soul lives on in memories, and though these blessed days, we will remember our loved ones in the most kind ways, and in all that we do, their spirit will live on. Today, we light our candles aware of these 4 words. Grief. We light a candle for grief. The pain of our loved one's death is intense, and it reminds us of the depth of love we have for them. Courage. We light a candle for courage, to confront our sorrow, to comfort each other, to change our lives. Memory. We light a candle for memory, the times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we struggled, and all the caring and joy we shared. Love. We light a candle for love. Day by day, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for our loved ones. We are grateful for the gift their living brought and brings to each of us. We pause now for you to say the name of your loved one out loud. We take in the beauty and the power of the light that has been shared.
Peace, be still. Peace, be still. The storm rages. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. The storm rages. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. The storm rages. Peace, be still.
I'd like to share this poem or blessing by a well-known teacher and poet himself. And this particular blessing or poem is for grief. When you lose someone you love, your life becomes strange. The ground beneath you gets fragile. Your thoughts make your eyes unsure. And some dead echo drags your voice down where words have no confidence. Your heart has grown heavy with loss, and though this loss has wounded others too, no one knows what has been taken from you when the silence of absence deepens. Flickers of guilt kindle regret for all that was left unsaid or undone. There are days when you wake up happy, again inside the fullness of life, until the moment breaks and you are thrown back onto the black tide of loss. Days when you have your heart back, you are able to function well, until in the middle of work or encounter, suddenly with no warning, you are ambushed by grief. It becomes hard to trust yourself. All you can depend on now is that sorrow will remain faithful to itself. More than you, it knows its way and will find the right time to pull and pull the rope of grief until that coiled hill of tears has reduced to its last drop. Gradually, you will learn acquaintance with the invisible form of your departed. And when the work of grief is done, the wound of loss will heal, and you will have learned to wean your eyes from that gap in the air and be able to enter the hearth in your soul where your loved one has awaited your return all the time.
A Quaker prayer. Source of love and fullness of life. We give them back to you who gave them to us. Yet, as you did not lose them in giving, so we have not lost them by their return. For what is yours is ours always. If we are yours. And life is eternal, and love and death is only the horizon, is nothing life more limit to our sight. A peace if we are yours.
There's a light in the darkness, and the black of the night cannot harm us. We can trust not to fear, for our comfort is near. There's a light in the darkness. It will rain in the desert, in the cracks of the plain. There's a treasure. Like the thirst of the seed, we await, we believe it will rain in the desert. We will fly, we will let go. To this world we will die, but our hearts know we'll see more on that side. When the doors open wide, we will fly, we will fly, we will fly, we will fly, we will all